One fateful night in ancient Egypt, a deafening silence fell over the land. The Israelites, God's chosen people, huddled in their homes, their door frames marked with the blood of a lamb as God had instructed. Meanwhile, the Egyptians, unaware of what was coming, slept peacefully in their grand homes and palaces. But as the clock struck midnight, something unthinkable began to unfold in Pharaoh's palace and throughout the kingdom. Suddenly, cries of anguish shattered the night. The angel of death swept through Egypt, striking down the firstborn in every Egyptian household, from the poorest servant to the mighty Pharaoh himself. Not even Pharaoh's own son, the heir to his throne, was spared. Inside the grand palace, Pharaoh awoke to the wailing of his servants and the lifeless body of his beloved son. The golden halls that once echoed with music and laughter were now filled with grief and despair. Pharaoh's heart, once hardened by pride and defiance, now broke under the weight of unimaginable loss. But in the midst of the sorrow and death, there was one group of people untouched by the devastation: the Israelites. Earlier that day, God had warned Moses, "Tell my people to sacrifice a lamb and smear its blood on their doorposts. When the angel of death passes through Egypt, I will see the blood and pass over their homes." And so it was. While chaos erupted in Egypt, the homes marked with blood were calm, safe, and untouched by the plague. This act of obedience and faith in God's promise protected them from destruction. As the first light of dawn broke, Pharaoh, now consumed by grief and anger, called for Moses. His voice, once filled with arrogance, now trembled with desperation. "Leave my land, take your people, your flocks, and go. Worship your God as you have asked, and bless me too." The once mighty ruler who had defied God, who had refused to let the Israelites go despite 9 devastating plagues, was now utterly defeated. Pharaoh had tried to stand against God's will, but this final act of judgment broke his resistance. The story of the angel of death in Egypt is a powerful reminder that no one can stand against God's plans. It shows the cost of pride and the power of obedience and faith. The blood on the doorposts wasn't just a sign, it was a promise of salvation, fulfilled by God's mercy. So what will you choose today? Pride and resistance, or trust and obedience to the one who holds life in his hands? Like, share, and subscribe for more interesting biblical videos.